Someone asked me for an update on the flymo, so I decided to do just an update on it. As you can see, I've got rid of the electric motor and I have fitted it with a 26cc two-stroke out of a weed whacker. I'm running the RCXL Rexel ignition. Took quite a bit to get that going with the having to make the adapters down here that fit behind, as you can see, with the magnets and whatnot. Someone thought I wouldn't run upside down, but it's a two-stroke, it can run anywhere. And also a good thing about two-stroke is it didn't matter which way the rotation was, you just change the ignition to the opposite side of the top dead center and you can flick it the opposite direction and it runs backwards, so it was fine. I made up a nice set of exhaust pipes for it just to make it look pretty. They actually sound quite good actually, it's not too loud. I can run it around the park without annoying anybody. Unfortunately my driver, he had a whoopsie when he came over the top and his legs were kind of removed by the fan. I think one of his feet exited there. I've also redone the, I'll get him out of the way, redone the rudders. I've made them out of aluminium now because of the petrol. Was any fumes from the two-stroke were actually warping the, turning these into big bananas, so I had affecting the wood. So I've redone all the connections down here and made new aluminium ones. It's about speed-wise, it's actually slower than the electric. The electric was better as far as acceleration and thrust, but I'm guessing that's just because of the electrics. I'm running a set of 13 by, what are they? 13 by 9, I think they are. 13 by 8, I think they are. A pair of 13 by 8 3-blade props. I've actually kind of, if you might get in there and see, I've actually got two of them. I've glued them together, but unfortunately, I think because the front blade is running in front of this one, it's actually creating a like a blockage. It's almost, it's like it's not giving the blade behind a chance to bite the air. It doesn't seem to be working very well. It actually goes slower with the 6 blades than it did with the 3. Just the single 3 blade was actually faster. So I'm actually going to have another go at redesigning and see if I can make a 3 blade set up with a variable pitch. That way I can strengthen the pitch and whatnot to give me more thrust if it's not enough. One thing I haven't tried yet is I made it adjustable up here. I don't know if you can actually see it very well, but it's adjustable there on a slide, so I can change the angle of the motor back and forth to lift or lower the nose from the way, just the direction of the thrust and whatnot. Unfortunately, I was actually racing it around on a tennis court, and it was quite quick on the asphalt actually. But unfortunately, the bolts I have down here that secure these uprights, unfortunately, ground the heads off the bolts. So I happen to have nothing holding it there, so I've got to put some new bolts in there and whatnot. As far as the setup for the little two-stroke at the back, I just made a bracket, and as you can see, it goes around here, and with a tag over the back to take up the extra little bolt there for support. That just goes down to the front and bolted to the front there. And that here has got a bolt, I think it is. I don't know if you can see it. There's actually a bolt way up underneath there for tightening it like a clamp, like a almost like a I wouldn't say a hose clamp, but something similar. But and as you can see, I've ground off all the excess aluminium I don't need just for weight, to remove the weight. As far as accelerator goes, I've just got your normal weed whacker carby, but I've put the primer bulb up on the top just so I can get to it. because the other one used to be somewhere else. And got all my fuel lines hooked up, and they actually branch into the, it goes in and joins to the same tank as what the 47cc is running. So they drink from the same tank. I've got a switch up here for kill switch for the main engine. I've got a switch I've put in back here, which is all the power and everything for the ignition and the receiver for all the radio gear. Got the 2 throttle servos under there. I've got a 9 gram up under the back there, which powers, which has got a linkage to the 47cc, and a larger one here. I think it's a 12 gram. Just because I needed the extra power to pull on the cable, because as you can see, I've got a bracket here with a cable that runs up to the carburetor. So that's all cable drawn rather than having to mount the servo up under here somewhere or a bar, because otherwise I couldn't adjust the angle of this without it affecting the throttle. So I had to put the throttle on a cable. As far as powering it all, I actually had an old 6 cell that swelled up. So I unplugged 2 cells, glued them between, stuck it all up between 2 pieces of wood, and now I have a very large 2 cell battery to run the ignition and the receiver. And because it's a large battery, it goes all day. I only have to charge it once for the day, and I can go all day. I've driven this thing for an hour straight, and it's been fine. It's never run out of power. It just tucks up under the cowling between the fuel tank and the cowling, and it just sits under there. Doesn't fall out, so it's still just tucked up under there, nice and neat. So basically that's an update. Some of you might wonder how I start the motor at the back here. How do I start this other motor? I'll just get this handle out of the way. Hold it up out of the way. I've actually got this. This is a little contraption I've made up. Because I've got no cowling or any pull start for the motor, I've made this thing up. I don't know, it might be a bit bright. You can try and see if you can see it. It's kind of, yeah, you can't. It's probably a bit bright. There we go. It's hollow with like a stepped piece on it, like a cam, and I've just machined down the original nut off the flywheel, and it's got the angled pieces for it to grab hold of, so it just literally fits in like that, and as it starts it jumps out, which is good. And to start it, the handles just do it with one hand here. This piece here rotates around like it's on it can go back and forth, you see, so you hold that with one hand, stick it in the motor, grab hold of that and yank. And with the ignition down there, the RCXL ignition, it seems to fire pretty easily and starts and runs quite well. Once it's running, it's good. It idles away quite happily, same as the main engine, which means you've got plenty of time. You don't have to, I know some models that people build, you know, temperamental motors and all that sort of carry on. You know, this one, start them both and it'll sit there and idle for an hour and no problem at all. Oh, as you can see, here's my old lawnmower up the back. Yeah, that one actually flew, believe it or not, quite well, surprisingly. That was version 1 flying lawnmower. It's been a bit heavily, it's had a few trees. This was the second idea. So, well, that's an update anyway, for anyone who's interested. I'll try and get a video of it running soon, when I get a chance, if I get some petrol for it, a chance to get down the park. Yeah, so there's the flymo and old monkey man up on top there, ready to go. Actually looks quite funny, he's actually, because he flaps around behind it, so it looks like quite funny. Take it down the park and scare all the people. Anyway, yeah, so there you go. That's my flymo and my aeroplanes, everybody with. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thank you.